Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is January 10th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see Washington State, California is here, Hawaii Islands to the bottom left here, big storm out over the Pacific Ocean here, and you can see that Arctic air starting to sag down south across Canada. You can see our frontal system now rolling in through Northern California. This is going to continue down the state as we go through the day today. Some heavy snowfall incoming for the Sierra Nevada, some very strong winds, and some winds all the way down through Southern California, through Arizona, New Mexico, and Nevada, and there's some winter storm warnings down towards Southern California right now, and some high wind warnings. We're going to have some wave action up and down the coastline here. We got the king tides incoming here as well, and some pretty chilly temperatures are going to be showing up here on in through this weekend, and we'll dive into some of those details as we go through the video here today. This is Los Angeles, California, and you can see the high wind warnings, wind advisories, winter weather advisories, even some winter storm warnings out there, and we've got some coastal flood advisories, so a lot to talk about here. And I want to show you the wind coming down with the frontal system here as we go through the day today. You can see these powerful winds across, especially the higher terrain of the Sierra Nevada, and these are going to be making their way all the way down through Southern California. Check it out as we go through this evening tonight, and then you can see overnight hours on into early Thursday morning. Some powerful westerly and northwesterly winds ripping down across the area, and the winds turn northerly across some of the desert areas here as well. So heads up for this, especially on in through tonight across the higher terrain. That's why the high wind warnings are in effect. More on that here in a moment. Taking a look at those high wind warnings, you can see some isolated gusts up to 80 portions of Southwest California. So if you have interest across Southwest California, or you're driving out and about, especially across some of the higher terrain, check out all the places that it lists here. You can find that on NOAA.gov, or just Google National Weather Service Los Angeles, for example, and you can kind of click on that information. Here we are with Los Angeles, the winter storm warning here. This goes all the way through 4 p.m. this afternoon through noontime Thursday. You can see that does include I-5 and the Grapevine out there, and you can see some accumulations 2 to 5 inches, winds gusting as high as 60 to 70 with, again, the 80 mile per hour gust possible here. So probably not the best day to travel here if we going through this afternoon. Try to get stuff done here this morning or very early afternoon. Don't get caught out there in this stuff. And now you can see a minor coastal flooding Wednesday. This is going to be an ongoing theme as we go through the weekend here as well. We got the king tides coming up and some increased wave activity potential through this weekend also, as some of the models are showing a stronger storm dropping down across California. And you can see we've got frost advisories, we got freeze watches, we got winter storm warnings, we got winter weather advisories across the Sierra Nevada. More on that here in a moment. Here's the king tides. You can see the sun and the moon lining up and giving that tidal bulge some of the planet Earth here. It's not expected to be as severe as what we saw on December 20th through 30th, but if that storm comes in stronger here this weekend, you could definitely get some coastal flooding and some big wave action kind of enhanced by these king tides. Now, looking at Sacramento National Weather Service, you can see Northern California and some of the Sierra Nevada under winter storm warning. A lot of winter weather advisories out there. This is through this evening, January 10th, and you can see, of course, the higher you go, the more snow you're going to get. 1 to 2 feet above 3,500 in the warning area, locally up to 3 feet in the highest peaks, wind gusting as high as 55 miles per hour. And some of the higher ridges and the mountaintops there, it's going to be even stronger than that. So pretty major travel conditions going on, high impact stuff here across the Sierra Nevada as we go through the day and the night tonight. This is the snow forecast. Check it out. Some big amounts out there. Look at Blue Canyon, 1.5 to 2 feet. South Lake Tahoe, possibly up over a foot as well, because that snow level pretty darn low. So it's going to be affecting many of the passes back and forth across the Sierra Nevada. You can see major impacts. This is zooming in a little bit more, and you can see I-80 and Donner Peak, Blue Canyon here, Echo Summit, Carson Pass, Ebbets Pass out there as well. So heads up, folks. It is going to get wild up there today. Now, looking at the current hazards, this is kind of a wider view thing. So you can see the light blue is the freeze watch out there. And there's a lot of high wind warnings up and down the higher terrain of Southern California. You got wind advisories. You got winter weather advisories across some of Nevada. There's even a blizzard warning for portions of Nevada here. But yeah, interesting stuff. And you can see Arizona's got winter weather advisories and freeze warnings and wind advisories and high wind warnings as well. So pretty dynamic storm. And then another one potentially coming this weekend, which we'll look at here in a moment. You can see the freeze watch here as we go through Saturday morning does include Bakersfield, Fresno, Merced. So heads up, watch out for your pets that stay outside, or any farm animals or any kind of sensitive plants. And this is the winter weather advisory for portions of Arizona. You can see 1 to 4 inches in some valleys above 4,500 feet. And And this is for Thursday morning on in through Thursday night. The wind advisory will be out there as well on the day Thursday for Arizona. And if you want a nice weather station, I wish I had this when I was a kid. Click on that link down below to save 10% off. Very reasonable for a very accurate station that stores all the data for you in the cloud. No batteries, all easy to set up, solar powered. And it's even got the UV index and a lightning detection system. Click on that link down below if you want one of those. Now, looking at the North American model, high resolution, you can see now we're going through this morning, and this is about noon today. You can see the snow really flying here, heavy at times across the Sierra Nevada, pushing down towards Southern California, some precipitation across the coastal areas. But the big story is the winds and the heavy snow across the higher terrain as this storm system ushers in a very cold air mass here across much of the southwest. And at the very end of the run here, you can see our next storm system starting to approach the coastline there. So we have a few days to watch that still, but I'll show you what the GFS and the European show on that here in a moment. This is the same map here, so let's skip by that, and we'll look at total snow-to-share ratio in inches. So watch it pile up today. This is about noontime today. There's 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and you can clearly see the snow really piling up and potentially impacting some of Southern California and even some of the higher terrain here across some of Southern Nevada and out the desert areas as well. You could be picking up some snow there, so heads up. Very chilly system dropping down across the area. And this is looking at Las Vegas. I wanted to show this here as well. The timing as we go through very late tonight into Thursday morning, you could see some of that snow flying. You might get a nice coating there on some of the higher hills around Las Vegas. You can see, not expecting anything down into the valley area here, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some flakes flying around the Las Vegas area as you go on into tomorrow morning. This is for Southern California as well. I wanted to give a little bit of a zoomed in view here, and you can see this is why they have that winter storm warning up with the strong winds and that snow flying here across some of the higher terrain here down towards Southern California. So yeah, heads up for that. Now, looking at 850 millibars, I like to give the nice visual representation of what's going on in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And you can clearly see as we go through the day to day on last night's European, look at this cold air mass just engulf the entire southwest here. And then we start to bring that next system in here. You can kind of see the little bit of a warm tongue associated with it. And then we're going to swoop down another system. The European is pretty strong with this one. The GFS not quite as robust with that storm. And I'll show you that here starting right now. Here's the European on the left versus the GFS on the right. You got the Hawaiian Islands. You got Washington and California there. Let's put that into motion. And there's our dynamic storm coming down as we go through the day today and through tomorrow morning. Arctic high segs south across a lot of the northwest here. And then you can see the model disagreement start to emerge at the GFS a little bit further north, but this next system as we go into Saturday morning. And you can see the European more dynamic and further south at this time. And you can see better precipitation with the European, just a weaker system for California there. So it's a good thing we have another day or two to watch the storm because we're getting a tough time with some model agreement here. The European, has a pretty strong frontal system there, and the GFS much weaker. Now, looking at 24-hour running total, this is as we go through the day today. You can see it's kind of running out of steam. It's not bringing much precip down to the Los Angeles metro or anything, but again, it could bring some snow for the higher terrain there. And then we go towards this weekend. There's Saturday morning. Here's Saturday about 10 a.m. And then you could see Saturday afternoon. And again, a very dynamic frontal system moving down across the state would be another nice round of snowfall for the Sierra Nevada and Northern California as well. So we'll be watching that and try to break that down tomorrow. Hopefully we can get some better model agreement on that. Look at total snow on last night's European round. There goes today's system. And then as we go on into the weekend, another nice round of snowfall there. So cross your fingers, snow lovers. And we really need that snowpack across the Sierra Nevada. We are playing catch up as of right now. And this is significant wave height and direction. Here goes the system, spreading those waves down the coastline here as we go through today on in through Thursday. Then we get a little bit of a break here, and then the next system rolls in this weekend. And depending on how strong that storm system is, or this could correlate with some of the king tide activity here, especially across Northern California. But you can see the wave heights aren't exceptionally powerful, which is a good thing here when you're dealing with the king tides. Now, taking a look at the national blend of models, daily minimum 2-meter temperature here. So this would be for Thursday morning. By the time you get towards Friday morning, look at some of these chilly temperatures around the valley and some of the wind-sheltered areas in the desert. Look at Nevada, really cold. A little bit of a warm up maybe on Saturday, but still some chilly areas out there. We go through Sunday, Monday, and then you can kind of see we will start to warm up a little bit here as we go through the extended forecast in Southern California. And we might even start to bring some warmer systems in here eventually as we go through the later half of January. No promises just yet. We'll just continue to monitor that in the models. Daily 2-meter min temperature max as we scroll through this week, and you see some pretty chilly temperatures, but we start to bounce back here as we go on in through early next week. Some very comfortable temperatures across Southern California, some of the deserts there as well, but we'll see how that trends. Looking at the 8 to 14 day, you can see this is January 17th through the 23rd, and you can see the uptick here in some of the temperatures above average potential here for a lot of the Southwest. And here's 8 to 14 days, not backing off in the precipitation just yet as well as we go on in through January 23rd. And this is the El Nino. We're probably peaked right now, and don't sleep on this just yet. El Nino still has a very good chance of showing its face. Sometimes things don't really get cranking across a lot of California until you get on into February and March as far as El Nino is concerned. So don't think that we have been skunked by El Nino just yet. I mean, we very well may be, but there's still the chance that things will set up and we will get a very El Nino-esque pattern here again as we go on in through February or March. And now taking a look at the snowpack there, we're still just right around the 10th, 15th percentile right now, but there's still some more snow totals incoming here, and we've got a couple decent systems rolling in here as well. So hopefully that works out for us. But anyway, yeah, hope you guys are liking these videos. We'll break down that system tomorrow for the weekend, but heads up, if you're traveling out and about as you go through the day today, that heavy snow across the Sierra Nevada and some crazy conditions across Southern California and Southern Nevada and Arizona, some gusty winds out there. You might want to put off your travel until you can get towards maybe Thursday night or on into Friday before the next system arrives on the weekend. But anyway, hope you guys are liking the videos. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.